7 o'clock, we got number 6 Notre Dame traveling to Stanford. Notre Dame's favored by 9.5 points, 19.5 points, on Fox. Jack Cohn last week against Georgia Tech went 15 to 23 for 285 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Tyler Buckner, I don't know, had 5 carries for 67 yards, and Kevin Austin Jr. had 2 catches for 89 yards. Last week for Stanford, Tanner McKee had went 26 of 43, threw for 239 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Austin Jones had 10 carries for 28 yards and a touchdown. And Benjamin Yurosk, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, 5 catches for 64 yards. Notre Dame's 20-13 against Stanford all time. Last 2 games have gone to Notre Dame, but Stanford has won 7 out of the last 10 matchups. So obviously, a big game for Notre Dame. If you win this one, you put yourself in an excellent position to watch next week and hope for a couple teams to lose. Right? You're going to have to root against the Big 12 winner of the Oklahoma State game and root for their opponent. You're going to have to root for Wisconsin or Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. And then, depending on what happens in the Alabama-Auburn game, you might be rooting for Alabama to win that one, or you'd be rooting for Georgia to make it, so that way they both don't make it, right? And then obviously you're rooting for Houston to beat Cincinnati in that game, leaving you, really, if you're Notre Dame, the only choice. I still think if Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma and then beats Baylor again in the Big 12 championship, they will move up this rankings despite being right now lower than Notre Dame. I think if they win those games, they will be higher than Notre Dame, and I think they make it in. So if you're Notre Dame, obviously you need teams to lose, right? You need teams to lose, but you're not in a unwinnable situation. You just need to win this football game and put yourself in an excellent position. Stanford, on the other hand, doesn't really have all that much to play for other than ruining Notre Dame's playoff dreams, right? They don't have too much to play for. And again, if you're Notre Dame, you're in a weird situation where normally you'd want the team that beat you to keep winning. Because I don't know, if they have the same record as you, do you get in or do they get in? I mean, like, the tiebreaker should go to Cincy. So that's going to be weird. I don't know what's going to happen in that scenario. I'm going to go, stay tuned, I will go do a playoff scenario video in a little bit before all of the conference championship games, and that video normally takes a while. I like doing those videos. They don't get all that many views, weirdly enough, but I enjoy doing them, so I'm going to keep doing them. Stanford is in a situation where you have nothing to lose. You can only pull off an upset and end someone else's season. I think it's going to be kind of interesting here. I think Stanford, again, has not won since Oregon. I don't have a lot of faith in the playoffs here. But Notre Dame normally keeps it close against bad opponents, although recently they have been able to blow out Navy and Georgia Tech, but you just don't have to go that far to see Florida State and Toledo. Now, I don't think Stanford's worse than I think both of those football teams, but I do think Stanford can keep it a reasonable game. I think they cover the 19.5 spread. Probably Notre Dame wins by 14. Give me Stanford to cover, but Notre Dame to win.